We're going to move on to Stephen in Columbus, Ohio. Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
With Eric and Andrew.
I'm a nicer guy than you think so far, I promise. Eric will tell you.
Yeah, he's a big
How are you doing today, folks?
Doing well, trying to stay safe. How about you, man?
I'm doing pretty well, staying safe as well. A little crazy
Good.
here, just staying at home, but I'm surviving. So.
Good. What did you want to talk about?
So this is a little difficult to convey, so let me just sort of start from the beginning and hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. Essentially, the main gist of my question, sort of what I want to talk about quickly, is how do you sort of stay true to your beliefs without being easily swayed by other people? If that makes sort of any sense.
Absolutely. And just so that we can contextualize this, are you a believer? Are you an atheist? Are you a deist? What's your view on that so we can kind of contextualize that?
I am a believer, but that is very tentative at this moment.
Okay.
Good. By the way,
I'll go there.
Good. Like I think Eric and I would both say, like, one of the hallmarks of intellectual honesty is saying that I hold to my beliefs tentatively. So yeah. I don't view that as a bad thing. I view that as a good thing. So
absolutely, I think everything should be tentatively held for sure. Yeah. Because if you,
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So with the question, how we stand firm on our beliefs, and what prevents us from vacillating between theism and atheism.
Sort of. Do you mind if I give a little bit of background, sort of where I'm coming from specifically?
Sure. Just so long as we keep in mind that it's a talk show and we can't do like a long exposition. Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I've watched y'all enough. I get it. Sorry if I'm a little nervous.
Good, no, don't. I promise. Don't call us idiots, and you'll be great.
Or tell us we don't understand.
No, and by the way, prompts the call screener for getting my name spelled correctly on the screen, so I appreciate that.
As a Torrez with 2 R's and a Z, I feel you, brother.
Okay, so really quickly, so I became Christian at a very young age, and I was very into it. I was, going to be a pastor. I thought one day, I was doing all of those things, youth group and all that. Fast forward after my college years, and I meet this girl, and she's Jewish. Mm-hmm. And less than 6 months later, I convert to Judaism. And so at that point, though, but the thing is, like, I really bought into it. Like, I came up with the theological reasons why I shouldn't believe in Jesus. I grappled with the question of hell. Like, I actually became Jewish. I wore the yarmulke, I kept kosher. I did everything, it wasn't just for the sake of the marriage necessarily. But so finally but now as I'm getting older, I'm, listening to more people having more open and honest conversation, I'm recognizing I don't have any scientific and logical evidence for God. I fully accept that I believe tentatively right now in God, but not necessarily for good reasons. I have my own reasons. I recognize that they're probably bad, and that's why I'm on my own journey of likely seeing my way out, but sort of it's difficult, obviously.
Yeah.
I still enjoy. Huh?
So
we're just agreeing with you.
Yeah. A couple questions. This is. You're still married to this woman?
And no, that was going to be the last part. I divorced.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it.
No, you're fine. No, we divorced. But one of the questions I went into that conversion was, God forbid, if we were to divorce, would I still want to be Jewish? And the answer at that time was yes. And the answer after divorce was still yes. I still consider myself Jewish at this point.
Sure.
I still very much enjoy Judaism and at least the secular aspect of what I get from the religion, notably the food. But I do like services. I like the aspect. I like the meditation aspect of it. I like the social aspect of it. I like being reminded to always better myself, even if I don't necessarily agree with the mythos of the actual scripture.
Yeah.
Taking the cultural part.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, I was going to say taking the cultural parts on is amazing. You don't have to get rid of that. I mean, you're talking to somebody who loves Christmas. I love Christmas. That doesn't mean that I believe the nativity story, but it's something that is culturally yours. And it's something that, I think that any excuse you have to tell the people that you love them is good enough.
Here.
Yeah.
Stephen, I'm going to say two things to you. And as the guest host, maybe I can get away with the first one. This is a little secret from me to you. If you're happy being Jewish right now and it's not, causing man, no one's got to drag you out kicking and screaming, right? Like go on your journey, express you. It sounds like you have a super healthy curiosity, and there's we don't. You're not, if you were spending thousands of dollars a week on Scientology, maybe we would be sending the deprogrammers to your house right now to pull you away. It's okay, man. Take some time and view it. And the second thing that I would say is, when you're thinking about, I love that, Eric, there's a rift in the atheist community on are you pro Christmas or anti Christmas, and I am.
We all know that either you're pro Christmas or you're wrong.
Right. I am super duper pro Christmas. I love Christmas. And one of the things that I would recommend as you're thinking, something that I love to do. I haven't done this in about 10 years with a friend of mine who grew up Jewish, and we would have a Passover Seder because Passover is awesome. Now we would modify it a little bit. Instead of drinking Manischewitz, we would get a bottle of really good wine, and instead of doing gefilte fish, we would get sashimi from the local sushi place. And so we had this like elaborate, cultural, with great food and good drink and good friends. And it was a lot of fun. And I would recommend, like, try out some other religious holidays, some non-Christian and non-Jewish holidays. Like, go to your local, if you've got a Wat Thai temple, like go on a Thai holiday, like go to a Hindu temple, like you get some amazing food on their holiday. Like, it just, like, there's so much. I don't have the, and again, right, I'm the guest guy, so like maybe the next ACA approved host will come in and be like, no, must like only secular things count. But to me, like, what Eric said in terms of being able to take away the things you enjoy, it doesn't sound like, it sounds like you're open-minded, you're trying to figure things out, and they're things that you enjoy, and like, I don't want to take that away from you, man.
Yeah, I think the important thing to really drive home there is, while you're on this journey, just keep an eye out for your epistemic grounding. As you're coming across new ideas, really kind of focus in on how you know what you know, and how you can understand things, how you can test them, how you can determine whether or not somebody's pulling the wool over your eyes. And if you've got that, if you're armed with that, you can go anywhere, man. It's going to help you a whole lot more than just the religion question. It's going to help you in regular life. And so as long as you're doing that, I mean, honestly, how did we get to where we're at? I think what you're describing is probably a pretty good descriptor. I know that I had a journey, Andrew. Did you have a journey into atheism, or have you always been an atheist?
No, I grew up Lutheran. I grew up in a pretty liberal Lutheran church, and so I was happy. I was an altar boy. I was confirmed. I did youth retreats, and I was super happy with that. Up until somebody asked the right question of me late in high school. I was a high school debater. And prior to that, the only question I ever got was, what religion are you? And the answer was, I'm Lutheran. And all of a sudden, I met somebody at a debate tournament that said, "Are you religious?" And I said, "What kind? Isn't everybody religious?" And really, that was like just all the dominoes fell. It was all of a sudden the question became, "Is this true?" Right? And look, and it's part of why I gave you the like from me to you, right? For an awful lot of people, I will talk to them and I'll ask them, hey, do you care if it's true or not? And some people are super duper honest, right? They'll be like, nope, don't care at all if it's true. Like, I love the community and I like the potluck dinners and my view on that is if that's where you are, right? There's some epistemic concerns if when we say we don't care if a thing is true or not, but by and large, yeah.
If that's where I'm sort of at. I'm sorry to butt in. I really
no. That was an awesome time to butt in. Otherwise, I would have just talked forever. So,
but that's sort of where I'm at because like I told you earlier, I recognize that I probably don't have any concrete scientific or logical evidence, for the supernatural. So, like I said, I believe in probably what are bad reasons. But to me, my faith, I don't proselytize. I have, I don't believe in a concept of salvation. I have no skin in the game, to be this, horrific, religious person that you see day in and day out, on these shows. I live my life. I have my beliefs and I just go on with my day and I meet good people along the way. And so, but, there comes a point do I care about the truth? And, that's sort of where I'm at. And I feel like I might have this codependency, on these beliefs. And that's one thing I go to therapy for is I recognize I have a tendency for codependency, whether it's on relationships or on beliefs. Both of my parents passed away when I was in high school. Out of fear of
God, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. No, but I have all these different things that I go to therapy for that I recognize that's important. And I'm just sort of trying to sift through all that crap, to learn how to engage in open conversation without blindly taking on other people's positions. I feel like I could potentially talk to a Christian and if they're persuasive enough, become a Christian again. Which,
just take your time on it. Take your time and really work on that epistemic, grounding. And it applies in way more places than just religion. It's going to determine whether or not you're going to get, brought in by the people who are trying to sell you colloidal silver to cure COVID-19, or tell you that if you just have the right essential oils, or whatever the case is. The interesting thing is the longer. But the thing is the longer you practice with it, the more you're going to find that those unjustified answers are going to become less and less satisfying. At least in my experience, that's the case. And over time, it shifts. It shifts. But don't try and force yourself. You'll get there, man. But we're going to move on to the next caller. It has been good talking to you, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you as well. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, have a great.
You too.
That was awesome. I feel so much better now.
Right? This is the warm fuzzies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
I couldn't add anything better than what you said already. So, great.
Well, you got it, man. It really, really is wonderful, and that is definitely one thing that I think we should be doing as a community. And every time we get the opportunity to do it, I think there's just so much value in being able to tell people like him, hey, you're not alone. I've been there too. It's awesome. But before we move on to the next caller, I do want to thank our top 5 patrons.
All right.
Right. These people are helping us keep this going, helping us keep these programs that we're running. We're doing a program called callinstudio.com and a couple of other things that our tech people I've got going. But our top 5 patrons today are Gary Day, Charlotte Crum, Bethany P, Desert Heathen, and Mr. Weed Wacky. Thank you so much. We're trying to put that to good use. If you'd like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/talkheathen to me. That's patreon.com/talkheathen to me.